Hey guys, this video is for educational purposes only. Please do not break the law. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have a very special guest, Mr. Sean Bejarano from FlexStar LED Lights. Sean, thank you so much for joining me today.
Of course, thanks for having me. Definitely a pleasure being here with you guys.
Sean, you've been involved in the grow industry for a very long time. So I'd love to hear a little bit about your history, hear a little bit about how you got into it, a little bit about your experience just for the audience here.
All right, sounds good. My first grow was back in 2008, Southern California. That's really where I'm originally from. Living in Orlando, Florida now. Did a grow project with a good friend of mine, Brandon. He actually is the owner of Athena Nutrients. And we started our first grow back in 2008. It was a 16 lighter. DEs back in our garage, and I actually stepped out. I was in another industry at the time. I stepped out. He kind of stayed in it and really just kind of mastered the art of growing and just kind of expanded from there. And then I connected with him back in 2018. And that's when he was expanding onto the East Coast with Lux Lighting and Athena. So I had the opportunity to kind of partner with Lux and Athena at that time, help them open up the retail division for Lux and Athena, and worked with them for a few years. And then after that, they sold it over to Hawthorne, the company Hawthorne Gardening, and I worked for them for about a year. Got some experience. I also worked with Gavita Sun Systems at the time that they were also selling underneath their belt. They ended up dropping the Lux campaign or the Lux brand, and I ended up stepping out and I got on board with Focus Lighting, another great company in the industry. Worked with them for about a year, and currently I got my footprint here with FlexStar and Matrix Lighting. Matrix is kind of their new launch brand that they're bringing in. I was kind of one of the guys they wanted to bring a part of the team to help just initiate that launch. So been with them for about a year. Well, actually since last MJ Biz, pretty much. So about half a year. Been with them and just really excited working with them. Great company, a lot of products, a lot of innovating that they do. That they're bringing into the game, but definitely exciting and good working with this team.
Awesome, awesome. And we love to hear that. We love working with you guys over at FlexStar. FlexStar is obviously a very high quality brand. And, talking about FlexStar, I'd love to talk to you about some of your guys' products that you guys offer. I think that coming into the space, that it can be quite complicated to purchase a grow light. So I'd love to hear your expertise talking about the benefits of using the FlexStar lights and what you guys have, because you guys have some pretty unique types of grow lights with some cool features. The under canopy lights, which we'll get into. The Nova top lights are also very cool, very interesting. So I think people are going to be really interested to hear all about this. So let's start off with the Pro Series FlexStar lights. Could you tell us a bit about those? Who are these for? What type of grower would be interested in purchasing these? Yeah, just let us know what you have to say.
Awesome, thank you. Pro Series, awesome series of lights. They start from 430 watts, so the 430 is going to be a full spectrum light, something that's going to be more of a 4x2 footprint, so a little bit smaller footprint once you go into the 430. But once you get into our 645 and above, it is going to expand, so you got more of a 4x4 footprint. We have the 720 watt that is also in a 4x4 footprint. These are going to be for, they're really commercial grade. They're commercial made, equipment. With these bar style LEDs, these are ones that are going to be a lot more efficient than some of the other DEs, HPSs that used to be out there in the market. So a lot more efficient, not as much heat that you're going to drive from these, but something that you're able to put much closer to the canopy. So if they have vertical racks, anything like that, it's going to be a great light for that. Anybody that has low ceilings, doesn't have too much ceiling height, it's going to be a great unit for that. But we have 645 watt, we have 720 watt. Once you go into our 720 and above, so like I said, with the 720, we do make that in a 4x4 footprint, but also with the 720, we have an 800 watt and we also have an 1000 watt Pro Series. Once we expand into that, we do spread that over a 4x6 canopy. So the fixture is going to be much larger. So being able to kind of spread that wattage over a much larger canopy where you don't have to put the fixture too high in the air, you're still able to kind of power it up, covers a lot more spread in there. Great unit. We have those 800 watts right now. I mean, we sell a lot of those. Those are really hot out there in the market. If it's a hobby grower, they want a simple light to get started, 645 watt is great. For those growers that are really looking to scale up and maybe put some additional PPFD, also wants to keep it efficient, then we have those going up to 1000 watt fixtures that we have available with the Pro Series.
Cool. So you guys have options for a hobbyist grower who's just getting into it with the 645, all the way up to someone who's maybe a bit more experienced that can handle a 1,000 watt grow light.
Yeah, I was gonna say to throw on there is that it is a commercial grade product too. So it's a high quality product. It is 5-year warranties with FlexStar in these Pro Series. And the Pro Series, we do use Samsung diodes. So they have the Samsung 301B diodes on there. So we have top end drivers, top end diodes that you're gonna get with this. And again, long warranties that you're gonna be able to support these.
Cool. And, I love to hear that you guys have a good warranty policy in place. If someone's just getting into the industry, these aren't exactly going to be, your $200 Amazon lights that you're looking to buy. These are going to be a little bit higher quality. And it's good to see that you guys do back your product with a solid warranty in case anything goes wrong. So people can buy, rest assured, know that their purchase is backed up. So you guys have a really cool set of lights, the under canopy lights. I want to talk about these because these, from what I understand, they increase the efficiency quite a bit of your entire grow. So why don't you tell me a bit about these? We'll pop up some pictures here because the way these work is really cool.
Awesome, awesome. No, these are great. I just started really playing with them. This has been something that's very new into the industry. Before it's just really just putting as much power, PPFD above the canopy, trying to push as much above there. And again, there's only so much that you can put on top of the canopy without affecting your product, without overheating, without overcooking your product. So what we've been able to do is kind of, just bring some more additional lighting underneath the canopy. Our under canopy lights are 120 watts per bar. If you're doing like a 4x8, you're going to probably use 4 of those bars, 2 on each side if you're on a 4x8. So one set of 2 on one side of, and then the other set of 2 on the other side of the tray. It's going to put plenty of spectrum. We have different spectrums aboard. We have an R5 full spectrum, and then we also have an R8 spectrum, which is going to have higher reds that's going to be available. Super efficient, so you don't have to worry about it driving too much heat. It is going to pull about 120 watts of power, so you got to expect a little bit more power. But instead of really just putting so much power on the top of the canopy, you could still keep it efficient right there, because a lot of times you try to put more power on top of the canopy so the light gets deeper into the canopy so you get more growth down below. But we found if we just have the right desired PPFD up top, we kind of ship some of that, lighting to the bottom underneath. And of course, if you have those under canopy lights at the bottom, you're not going to get the same colas that you're going to get on the top of the canopy, of course. But literally, like the production that you're going to get on those very bottom lowers that you normally have to throw away or put to waste, the structure, the profile, it's going to be identical, pretty much identical to what you have on the top. So really nothing goes to waste. Right now we got growers that are producing easily a good 25% more production, having under canopy lights. I've even heard guys up to 50%, but I'd say probably a good average 25-40% you could guarantee additional production by using under canopy light.
Hey guys, quick interruption here. I just want to let you know that every single product mentioned on this episode is available for sale at greenthumbdepot.com. We love hearing from growers just like you. So if you mention that you heard about us on this episode, we might even be able to throw in a bit of a discount. You can shoot me a personal email at james@greenthumbdepot.com or give us a call at 833-416-0375. We have the best prices on the internet and the best customer service. Not to mention, we offer free shipping across the continental US with no sales tax outside of Nevada. All right, let's get back to the episode. Yeah, I just want to shout that out in case anybody didn't hear that. That's 25 to 40% extra production quality. It's not a huge investment to get that. In this business, it really comes down to what your return is, right? And what your yield is. And if you're going to be increasing your yield by 25 to 40%, I think it's kind of a no-brainer. Love to hear that. So let's talk about your guys' Nova top lights that you have. A little bit different, but also, from what I understand, pretty drastically increase the yield. So yeah, why don't you tell me about a bit about these?
So the top lights, this is going to be more your HPS replacement. So individuals that have high ceilings, they did HPSs indoors. If they dim them outdoors, this is going to be a fixture that you could cater to both. So if you've had a greenhouse and you had HPSs, this is your replacement right here. We do carry them in different sizes. So we have our 800 watt Nova series. We also carried in a 1200 watt Nova series. We can even customize. So we've done 500 watts, we've done 730 watts, but I would say our standards is going to be our 800 and our 1200 watts. With this, you're going to get more of an HPS type spectrum, but you're going to get a lot more efficiency with it. I want to say that the PPE on here is about 3.7 PPE efficiency that you're going to get with these top lights. So super efficient. You're going to want higher ceilings. So this is going to be for higher ceilings, high bay rooms where you could put them higher in the air, 3 to 5 feet above the canopy where you're going to push them. I mean, just great production. One of the benefits about ours, we have adjustable lenses. So you could actually alter wherever you have it. If you want to adjust, like maybe your uniformity has a little spot on there, and if you want to adjust the lens, one of the lenses to turn, it just kind of fills in that gap. Or if you have it where you're kind of against the wall a little bit and you want to kind of angle it to a different direction so it doesn't shadow against the wall and it goes more directly over your plants, it's a very unique feature that our Novus top lights do offer. But great option. I mean, if anybody's looking to replace those HPSs and do something a little bit more, efficient, but still have that power behind it, this is a great product and super, super cost effective. And that's the thing with all of our lines. We build a lot of our products, we manufacture a lot of our products. So when it comes to FlexStars, you'll find that they're very cost effective in comparison to what's out there. And still you're getting top quality components and diodes and of course warranties with it.
Cool. Good to know. And yeah, I can also comment on that. You guys are definitely a very affordable for what the quality that you get is. So I want to talk about the clone bars that you guys have. Why don't you tell me a bit about these? Who are these for? What scenario is this for? Yeah, I'll let you take it from there.
Cool. Yeah, no, these clone bars are awesome. I mean, they've worked with some big growers. FlexStar's had the privilege, or the Cinewild company has had the privilege working with a lot of big growers, and they've designed some clones in the past that's been huge success. So they've been able to bring back their 18-watt clone bar. It's 9,000 Kelvin. You're going to have a lot more blues with that. It does come in a dual pack, so it comes with 2 bars per package there. Super cost effective. I want to say retail price is around $70 for those. That's a retail price on those units. So super cost effective. They're going to last forever. Even these like very cost effective products right here, still 5-year warranty that you're going to get with it. If you have any issues with these clone lines, again, we're going to warranty and support that. Clones, they're long lasting. I mean, it's a great product. You're going to use them for your clones. I mean, you're going to use them for the clone process. I use them for my clones currently. Some people like to, man, I've seen them tie them up and put a whole bunch of those bars on PVC pipes and use them for just some additional lighting around the canopies and stuff. They've used them in veg, but the real usage is going to be really for your clones. Put them on your clone rack and just kind of lighting those up. Great for root development, helps them root good root development with it, helps them produce. They really like the light spectrum that comes with it, but a very affordable option and long lasting unit that you'll get.
Cool. Sounds good. And yeah, at $70 a unit, I mean, that's again, a pretty much a no brainer for helping with those clones and getting it going. I mean, what I'm hearing from you a lot is just a lot of these products, they're just going to simply help you increase your yield across the board. So I know I've said it a few times, but it just seems like a no brainer for all of these. So the last thing I want to touch on is at MJ BizCon, you guys actually revealed your smart grow rack. So tell me about this. Like it's a pretty cool product and I'd love to learn more about it.
Well, that's something that we've definitely got in. Again, we when you deal with this company, they're probably the top global indoor gardening and hydroponic manufacturer and supplier really in the world out there. So not only lighting, I mean, we deal with lighting, but they deal with all type of hydroponic products. But one thing that we've been getting into is more vertical racks, rolling benches. But over at MJ Biz, they did release it's a smart grow rack. This is amazing. It just operates the full system with your controller. So just like any standard grow rack, it's going to have your wheel so you could easily move it around if needed inside the room. It's very simple to be able to do it when it has tracks. Not only that, it's going to have ventilation systems that you're going to have on there, and it's all controlled by the controller, smart controller that we have. But the real cool feature about this is the lift system. So you're going to have light lift systems on there where you could raise your lights on the first tier. You could raise them up and down. So again, if you need to do any type of work or defoliating or anything inside there with your controller, you could raise it up, go do your work, raise it down, depending on the length, the level of the growth. And if you have to adjust those lights in any way, there's no manually dealing with it. It's something that's done by your smart control. It was a really cool feature over at the MJ Biz where they had it set up. They just had it on a manual thing where, as people walk by, I just automatically raise, like the top one will raise up while the bottom one's lowering, and it would just kind of move on its own at the event. It was just really cool. Caught a lot of people's attention while doing it. And again, the big advantage of these units, even getting into our vertical rack systems, and even something like this, the smart grow rack, you're going to think these prices are going to be up there, but these are products that we do design, we do build, we do manufacture. So if anybody does have any racks or anything that they're working on, vertical racks or benches that they're working on, definitely get with our team. Let us get involved, see what we quote you, because you'll be surprised on some of the pricing that we can provide. But not only that, you're getting top end quality. I mean, it's a quality, solid rack. If anybody was there that experienced it at the show, they would straight out tell you it was a quality, very unique rack, something new. And it's not I haven't seen this out there in the game. So when it comes to innovating, that's another area where we definitely lead is bringing new products out into the game. Really, just working with a lot of the growers out there. Just finding what they need, what they're looking for, and just kind of build around that.
Cool. And you guys are definitely innovators. I mean, the technology you guys are coming out with, it's really cool. I mean, the under canopy lights, just those alone, I think most growers should consider them. I mean, there's not really many scenarios where you're not going to be interested in that. So you guys have a couple more products, the DEs and the CMHs. Just want to touch on these really quick. In what scenario would somebody want to invest in these versus the other lights you guys have?
It's hard to change what people are used to. So, you're going to have those growers that are just specific to using HPS. It's what they've grown with, it's what they believe in. So, it's still a product that we support. We still have stocked and available. So, if anybody's looking for, they have high bay, of course, they got to have high bay ceilings. So, it's not something that's going to be low ceilings, something that's going to be high bay ceilings or greenhouses. But it's a great spectrum, a lot of power. It drives a bit more heat than what some of the LEDs are going to be able to provide, but they crush. I mean, DEs are still doing the job. There's still a lot of DEs out there on the market. They're known for producing great weight and great product. One of the cool things about our DEs, they are patterned, very similar to our Nova fixture, but they have a pattern where you could actually extend the hood. So if you wanted to cover more of a 4x4 footprint, you could do that. But if you want to extend the hood out, it widens to different footprints. So it could cover a much larger footprint if that's what's preferred by the consumer. And then the CMHs, we got the 315s, we got the 630s still available. Anybody that wants to go CMH, a lot of people like to use those in veg still. It's a great veg, different spectrum. Checkerboarding, if they like to checkerboard with the CMH and with the HPS, those are still popular techniques that growers are using today. So it's a product we still keep stocked. We have available for any of those growers. And again, we got the ones that we have stocked right now, just because LEDs are really kind of taking the niche these days. We have very, very competitive pricing on those units.
Cool. Well, as they say, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. And if you're someone that has been using DEs or CMHs or anything like that in the past, it seems like no matter what you're looking for, FlexStar is going to have you covered. So yeah, this has been super helpful. I love to pick your brain as an expert in the space just a bit more. And can you give 3 basic tips for anybody coming into that's looking to make a splash in the scene, that wants to have a really, really high quality bud? What type of advice would you give for them?
Let's see, that just wants to grow good. It's just there's a lot of good information out there. Just kind of do your research. I mean, before, when we first started back in 2008, I mean, we had to do, it was all trial and error. We had to learn everything ourselves. Even before that, the growers that did that before, they had to learn everything themselves. And right now, there's a lot of information that's out there on the public, on social media, YouTube, all over the place, where you could really just kind of, if you really want to be a good grower, you can be a good grower. You just got to get in the mix of it. Get good products. Products does matter. Spectrums matters if you're going with lights. Diodes is going to matter. The longevity of these fixtures. Last thing you want to do is get started. You put this investment in, and then before you know it, it's like a year. You're starting to get good at the game, because there's a process in learning, and you got to be ready for that process. But you get a year in the game, and then you find out that because you depreciated the value of your light fixture, you went with something that just was more affordable at the time, kind of fit your budget, when you could have just spent just a little bit more money. Now you got to buy an entirely different fixture. You got to buy a new one. You got to upgrade it, whatever the situation is. So definitely do your research out there. There's a lot of different products that are always igniting the industry, different fads that are coming, companies just trying to tweak things to make it stand out from the crowd just so it could be more appealing and it might sizzle the people to buy it. If you don't see really a lot of growers and facilities taking advantage of this stuff, it's probably something that doesn't work all that great. So, get with what facilities are running, what some of the bigger growers are doing, not just what the next new company is telling you is going to be the newest and greatest thing out there on the market. Just keep awareness and, just get going and, environment. I mean, there's so much to growing that you got to learn, but it's all done off of experience. So as long as you get going, you get started, take your notes, you're going to be able to scale up every single grow you hit after that.
Awesome. Really great feedback there, Sean. So, Sean, I really appreciate the call. You are a wealth of information. And to anybody listening to this, we sell all of the FlexStar products. So, if you're looking to purchase any of them, please give us a call. I like to talk with all the customers myself. So, we'd love to work with you. We'd love to try and help hook you guys up. And we have a very close relationship with Sean. So, yeah, that's about it. And thank you so much, Sean.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you.